All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I am so sorry. Welcome back to the show, guys. We had a pre-recording. We didn't pre-record the show. We were trying to go live, and what ended up happening, the internet here in Poland is really fucking choppy. So I wasn't able to really present my show to you guys today. So this is pre-recorded. It's gonna look good. No internet choppiness, so please hang in there with us. Welcome to the show. My name is Jabes Prado. This is the Culture with Jabes Prado. I am your host. I am broadcasting from Warsaw, Poland. The time is 2 p.m. exactly, so it would be in New York. Let me see, 6 hours behind. So it'll be like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. right now. So good morning, America. Good morning, New York. I am, for those that don't know me, I am Jabes Prado. I am the host of the Culture podcast show. And today we are discussing fraud on the show. So a lot of these so-called YouTubers, one in particular named Nick Shirley, was recently out around the country in Minneapolis trying to expose fraud that was already debunked by mainstream media months ago. But of course, we are giving these type of kids platforms and money to divide the country even more. That's my feelings of it. Uh, and I'm gonna expose some of these fraudsters, the real true people that are committing fraud in our country. And I want to start with let's start with my slideshow that I have to promote the fraudsters in our country here in America. So let's start with one of the most infamous faces. We'll go back to Mr. George Santos. George Santos, ladies and gentlemen, defrauded many people in Long Island and defrauded his way into Congress. Was pardoned by Donald Trump. Um, this is the face of what true fraud looks like in our country. Not the Somalians in daycare. Not the not the uh well, there is fraud in these daycare things, but like I said, this that was exposed months ago. But let's look at the true faces of fraud in our country. Millions and millions of dollars were given to these people, or they stole or defrauded people for millions of dollars in our country. And this is one of the new grifters that is going around. This guy's Nick Shirley. He is going around defrauding, uh, bamboozling Republicans. And I believe he is an Israeli. This has to do, I believe he's being funded by Israel. I believe he's being funded by these right wing groups that are trying to divide the country more. To try to do the okey doke, which I mean by okey doke, with the misdirection of the true fraud that's going on in our country. Um, with Doge, if we recall that Doge was just in the fiscal year last year looking for fraud in our country, and literally they cost the taxpayers $135 billion, and I will be exposing that as well here. That's coming from Fortune. That's coming from the Times. Um, these are the true faces of fraud in our country, folks. Especially this family here, the Trump family, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, the face of fraud. If you want to talk about fraud in this country, we're talking about with Bitcoins, with Melania's book tour. This guy is king of the fraudsters, ladies and gentlemen, that is causing destruction and polluting our country and dividing, making us look bad in the world. Of course, we have his wife Melania. She has a prostitute turned first lady, Jeffrey Epstein's side chick that was given to Donald Trump. We got her writing her book, Defrauding Americans with Lies in her book. We also have her movie coming out. And the movie that was directed by a director that is known to be in the Epstein files, is taking pictures in the Epstein files with Epstein and is all over littered in the Epstein files. And that's who you guys out there, conservatives, want to lift up. We evangelists, Christians. This is who to not show fraud in on your side. You want to give money to a guy like Nick Shirley to go to New York City, where we all know that we've been buying bags. People have been buying bootleg shit in New York City for years. Years. We know that they out there getting bags and stuff like that. But you guys want to say that we're it's the Haitians defrauding, scamming people. No, these are the biggest scam artists in our country right now. Elon Musk, Doge, cost us $135 billion looking for fraud. So you're looking for fraud, and then you cost the taxpayers $135 billion. Where did that money go to? Anyway, are we asking those type of questions? I don't think so, right? Because they just want to have the misdirection so your man can call an insurrection act and call for martial law so he can avoid the midterms, and knowing that they're going to lose, and keep defrauding us, keep bullshitting the American people. The biggest fraudster to know right now, another one, Marjorie Taylor Greene. In the last 4 years, she was worth 4 years ago, she was only worth $1.5 million. Okay? $1.5 million. Now she is worth $24 million. $24 million, ladies and gentlemen. How's that happen? But you guys want to, really think that the Somalian daycares have been defrauding their American people when we have the thieves right in Congress and right in our administration and in our office right now taking it's obvious we just gave millions of dollars to ICE agents to harass, to attack, to kill American citizens. You guys want to talk about fraud? We're going to talk about fraud today. Rick Scott, one of the biggest fraudsters in our country, right here. Put his face right up. Rick Scott defrauded the American public for millions, $1.6 billion in Medicaid fraud. And what's so fucking crazy that you think that this Nick Shirley kid, we're going to listen to Sean Riley and Nick Shirley on this podcast that they were doing. And just the idiocy and the fucking, just how dumb these people think we are about talking about fraud in our country. Here's Rick Scott, ladies and gentlemen, was arrested, was charged with felony fraud accounts. And guess what we did? Guess what you guys did? I didn't fucking do it. You guys put this fucker back in office. And you guys want to talk about fraud? When the true fraudsters is right here, this fucking guy right here. This guy, he's still in office. Got us for millions and millions of dollars. Medicaid fraud. It is written. It's on his Wikipedia page. Okay, you guys. I don't want to see these Nick Shirleys anymore. I don't want to see these YouTubers and you guys. Saying that he exposed $9 million in fraud, defrauding Minneapolis. And other bullshit. When you got guys like this fucking guy in office right now, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene in office or out of office now because she took everybody. She did inside trading. She did inside trading and started getting us for all the money that she was in Congress, like a lot of them do. But I mean, it's so egregious of how they did it, right? Right now, Marjorie Taylor Greene made more money than Warren Buffett. You're making more money than any of the highest paid Wall Street guys. And there's a lot of these congressmen, senators are. There's a whole top list of a lot of these guys that made millions, tens of millions of dollars in the last couple of years on inside trading. Okay, these are the true fraudsters. Now, what you're gonna do is push guys like me to go into these red counties and look for fraud and expose the fraud in these red counties, especially like Warren County and Washington County, New York, where uh, these guys they've been raping these counties for years. The Chamber of Commerce raping the community for years. All the money that's given to the chambers of commerces in these towns, we're gonna go there and expose their fraud. We're gonna start with the counties that I know, and exposing fraud, and see how that feels. Okay, we're gonna show these guys about real, true fraud that happens in these county buildings, these county workers, where like fraud. Like the thing is, white collar fraud, white people fraud is okay, right? But when you got guys, when you guys got selling knockoff bags in Chinatown, that's scamming their American public. They're immigrants and they're illegal immigrants that shouldn't be here. Blah 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 blah. We have fucking nationalized citizens stealing and robbing us taxpayers every day. Every day. But you guys want to give a platform to this fucking Nick Shirley guy? Here you got number one grifter of the country right now, trying to push for the presidency, trying to turn all our kids into robots with Turning Point USA, which they made hundreds of millions of dollars last year alone grifting after Charlie Kirk's death. This bitch had a tent made up inside Turning Point event. They made it look like where her husband was shot at, so people could take pictures in the tent where he was killed at. That makes fucking sense to me. But she's so forgiving and she's so you guys getting fucking played, okay? And yeah, I had some interference earlier. Well, I ain't having it today right now. We ain't gonna be getting this interference. We're gonna get our show done today for sure. Those are the main grifters. Those are the main fraudsters in our country that just last year, Rick Scott's been getting away with this for years in our country, folks. Okay? Rick Scott's been getting away for years with this. Let's look into Doge. Doge last year has how did Doge disrupt so much while saving so little? Which it says the Department of Efficiency said they made more than 29,000 cuts to the federal government, right? 29,000 cuts to the federal government. Here, I'll put this up so you guys can see it as well. I'll blow it up for you guys. Give me 1 second. There's some transparent. You're not going to be able to see it as good as I'm seeing it, but I would read some of it off to you as well. Elon Musk, Department of Efficiency, more like the Department of we're going to rob the shit out of you, America, said it made more than 29,000 cuts to the federal government, slashing $1 billion contracts, canceling thousands of grants, and pushing out civil servants. It claimed they saved us. Many of the largest savings that Doge claimed turned out to be wrong. And while the group did make thousands of smaller cuts, jolting foreign aid, American small business and local services providers, those accounts are too little to scale a federal budget. Here's some of the graphs. These guys during cuts didn't save a shit. They cost us $135 billion. $135 billion, America. That's what Doge cost us. That's what it cost. It cost us $135 billion for these fuckers to go into to make cuts, to fire long-standing people in these departments that were keeping it efficient, keeping it going the way we needed it to go, and we fired them, and all that $135 billion that it cost us, where do you think that's going? It went directly into this Starlink program that drunk-ass Peter Heftiff just announced that he's letting Starlink into which is so crazy to me. We're letting Starlink into our military servers at the Pentagon, at the Department of Defense. We have Starlink. Grok will be entering our system as far as military servers and military installations. Elon Musk just got the contract through Grok AI to be inside our military installations. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does, guys. Because really, that's one of the most biggest, for me, it's like the biggest scam. Plus, it's like right in your face, like shit's about to go down. Let's move on to another scammer that took a lot of these Republicans' money. Also, just played America out. But we want to say that Nick Shirley found fraud $9 million better than any of the major media mainstreamers. $9 million worth of fraud. It's all misdirection. Listen to this, guys. I just want to remind you of who are the true fraudsters in our country.
Yeah, among those gathered outside the courthouse.
Give me 1 second. Let me get you the guys the sound here. Yeah, this recording is not going to be scratchy. We're going to get this done smoothly today, because this is our second recording. Our first one was a little choppy, so this is going to come out a little bit better for us.
Constituents, both critics and supporters, and they had plenty to say.
CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan continues our team coverage with that part of the story. Jennifer.
Just a reminder of the true fraudster.
Personality he displayed on the point with Marcia Kramer on Sunday. Today inside court, George Anthony DeFolder Santos appeared mirthless and stern, calling the judge, "Ma'am, not your honor." Then he stepped out into the fray wearing his navy blazer and charcoal sweater. Throngs of media, international in scope.
Look at this shit.
Congressman out the door and down the steps of felons.
Oh, you guys got to be kidding me.
I don't understand where the government's getting their information, but I will present my facts.
Constituents of District 3, both Democrats and Republicans, appeared outraged at brazen money laundering and wire fraud charges that read like a soap opera.
He's sort of pathetic.
Everyone hates him.
I say give him a chance.
Allegations that bother them most: collecting pandemic unemployment while working and running for office, using political donor money for luxurious goods, designer clothing, paying off car loans and credit cards.
It's a celebration. It's a huge step forward. The big question, though.
Don't forget his lip fillers that he had. Lip fillers done.
Leaders weighed in. The county executive, George Santos, cannot continue to represent the 3rd Congressional District. Untruthful biography, fabricated stories, he needs to go. Santos's Capitol Hill GOP colleague Anthony D'Esposito: the justice system will fully reveal his long history of deceit. I call on the serial fraudster to resign. Santos's bio: a web of lies, exaggerations. Volleyball star, Baruch College, New York University, descendant of Jewish Holocaust survivors. Democrat Robert Zimmerman lost to Santos in the November election.
For the young people who worked in our campaign, I think it's a very important message. The system does work. We are entitled.
It doesn't. You didn't. It does not work. You were too honest. That's what happened. That's why you lost, my man. That's just an example of one of many fraudsters that we should be talking about in this country that we're not. Second of all, okay? Like, And I got the receipts, guys. These are the actual receipts of the true fraud. This is right in our face. So we're gonna be praising up and lifting up on Nick Shirley. Seriously, I doubt that. Let's go back to some more of the true fraud that's going on in our country. Here's some more of it for you guys. Check it out. Okay. Give me one moment. Sorry about that, folks. It's not choppy as it was before, which is awesome. Here's some more of your. This is let's see if Nick Shirley and Sean Riley, these podcasters, go to the actual door and knock on these doors and ask the questions like, where's the $135 billion that you took from the taxpayers? Okay, there, Elon.
Government contracts is in the name of rooting out fraud and waste. His Doge group has posted what it calls a wall of receipts on its website that claims it has saved billions by cutting certain federal contracts. But reports and government documents prove that many of these so-called savings are either misleading or incorrect. Our White House correspondent, Laura Barone-Lopez, has been looking into this and joins us now. So, Laura, what kinds of savings are Musk and his team claiming, and does the math add up?
So Elon Musk and his team on that wall of receipts say that their total cuts equal $65 billion in savings. They base that on contract cancellations, firing workers, and, quote, fraud detection. But as the New York Times first reported, 5 of Doge's biggest contracts that they say have resulted in savings ended up being deleted from that wall of receipts after outlets pointed out that there were errors. And some of the biggest errors in savings are, as CBS first reported, a USAID contract for $650 million that was listed 3 times. As The Intercept first reported, a Social Security contract listed as $232 million instead of $560,000, and an ICE contract that Doge listed as $8 billion, when in reality it was $8 million. And it's important to note that that $8 million ICE contract was a credit line. That means that ICE may have never ended up paying out that total $8 million. And some of these contracts were on the wall of receipts were either already paid or canceled under the Biden administration. So Doge is essentially taking a lot of credit in time for some of these contracts that don't appear to be actually the savings that they say they are.
I know you were working the phones.
I'm gonna keep going, but you guys are worrying about Somalians and Bill Watts in Minneapolis, which it was already debunked, which already the federal government has been in Minneapolis taking care of the fraud that's been going on in Minneapolis, right? But but let's ignore where the billions of dollars are being stolen from us. But let's have our selective hate to the minorities and the black people. Let's and that the street vendors that are selling bootleg purses. Let's put our hate towards them, right? Selective hate with you people. Always selective hate. You guys have it's all selective with you guys, right? This is the sickness with you people. You people have a sickness. You MAGA have a sickness. Republicans have a sickness. All right, and it's just in your DNA, right? You guys don't want to see what's actually going on in front of you, right? But we're gonna have to fucking show you this way and show you where the true. You guys want to talk about fraud? We're gonna talk about all day fraud today, guys. All right. Here's the number. We're gonna go to a memory hole. Here's a memory hole for you guys. Your dear leader. How much fraud has this man create? In the last 6 months, he's made billions of fucking dollars. But you guys want to harass a governor and his children when this dude and his children are taking you guys for fucking millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Taxpayer billions of dollars. Got a shitty ass ballroom. He's Dementia Don. Got a shitty ass ballroom nobody wants. That's costing over $200 million. And you guys are complaining about fraud and giving a platform to some fucking non-pussy getting redhead kid, 23 years old, that hasn't even felt the boob and you guys think he's blowing up. Oh, he's blowed up mainstream media, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to get into that some more. But here we go. I just want to keep showing you some more of the receipts here that I got.
Stories that got forgotten as Donald Trump swallowed up all the oxygen.
Enrique, you can hook him up. You tell me when. It's a big thing. A lot of people waiting. Hello? Do you want to put that on this phone, please? Hello?
From the Trump family's big lie,
Mr. Trump received the equivalent today of at least $413 million from his father's real estate empire, making him a millionaire by age 8.
to the Mar-a-Lago cronies secretly given control of the VA.
They speak with VA officials every day on the phone, or they have them fly down to Mar-a-Lago at taxpayer expense.
Tonight, we look back at all those other stories in a year overflowing with news.
Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
And All In starts right now.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Tonight, we're bringing you a look back at the year in news, but with a twist. We are not going to discuss the year's biggest stories. Instead, we're going to remember the stories that were easy to forget, the ones that fell down the memory hole amid the daily deluge of Trump administration scandal. It's not that these stories were not important.
That signature. And then to hear about this tax fraud. I mean, you know, I think one of the themes that
here we go. I want
the late Wayne Barrett was very specific and had followed his career. Every single major deal Donald Trump did that made him who he was literally guaranteed by his dad.
Yes.
And so his signature was meaningless. It was his dad's signature. And then to hear about this tax fraud, I mean, you know, I think one of the themes that we've seen under this Trump administration is there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of crimes that take place that we're becoming aware of just because now there is a face for them.
Yeah.
But I have very little doubt that these stories of families with this kind of money doing this kind of thing.
It's a good point.
We could find that all across New York, in fact, the country.
And, you know, the thing is that the New York Times, to be honest, has been a part of the myth-making of Donald.
And that's
$413 million, managed to be $900 million in the hole.
That's the thing.
On his own effort, because he was so bad at
So here we go. He was so bad at doing business, and we elected this guy as president. Well, you Republicans did. He was so bad at doing business. He was $9 million in the hole. $9 million in the hole. Who do you think paid that for him? And who do you think he's paying still for that right now? Israel, Russia. We are compromised as a fucking country. And for you guys to try to play us, to try to bring this fucking Nick Shirley bullshit and say, oh, you know, Minneapolis has so much fraud and this, that, and the other. No, you're not gonna fool us with that. You're not gonna, you know. When I get into the Nick Shirley stuff, because I blame him for what's going on in Minneapolis. Okay, so I 100% blame him. I think this is this 23-year kid's fault, and people are losing his life. I believe that Renee Good lost his life because of this kid. But let's go back to another fraudster that I want to before I get into Nick Shirley, I'm gonna make sure I bring all the receipts about all the fucking fraud that they're not fucking talking about. Okay, so here goes a little backdrop on Marjorie Taylor Greene, guys. Here you go. Oh, give me 1 second.
Congress.
Give me 1 second. I'll get the sound out. Let me get the sound out for you guys. Marjorie Taylor Greene, guys, one of the biggest fraudsters in our country. She got you guys she went inside trading and got $29 million. $25 million in 3 years. Here you go. Listen to this.
So fucked, man. There's nothing. There's nothing we can do about it.
This past week has been wild. It's just been wild. Every time you think it just can't get any more crazy, it just seems to get more crazy.
I got a lot of information. So I think we talked about this before, but since the pandemic, she's the biggest Congress person to enrich themselves from the pandemic era to now. She's made $25 million since she's been in Congress. That's more than Nancy Pelosi. That's more than Chuck Schumer. That's more than Mitch McConnell. That's more than everybody else. She literally, insider trading, she cashed in.
More than Mitch McConnell, more than Chuck Schumer, more than all the major players in D.C., she fucking cashed in.
Like a motherfucker.
You know? She cashed in. So you tell me, where's the
She's made $25 million since she's been in Congress. The world is so fucked, man. There's nothing, there's nothing we can do about it.
This past week has been wild.
I mean, we can do something about it, but you Republicans are fucking, and you libs are scared, you know, to call these people out. It's great when when, like, I don't get it. When these white people are doing it to you white people, it's okay. But you get a little, I don't know what's going on in Minneapolis but I feel like you can do childcare fraud. There's a bunch of it going on in New York. There's a bunch of it going on anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that these guys, $9 million in one state to $135 billion throughout the whole country for one dude stealing from us. Selective anger. That's selective anger you guys have. And it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Okay? Here's Ben Meiselas with the Midas Touch, which I like to watch. If you guys don't watch their independent journalists show, they're on YouTube. They do a pretty good job. Ben Meiselas talks a lot. I feel like he cries like a little baby. He gets a very animated, and I have to fast forward his fucking voice. But they do have good information. So Ben Meiselas with the Midas Touch here. And they're on the ground in D.C. They're on the ground in Minneapolis right now. And hopefully I get to stop in and meet some of their guys, because I'll be interested in talking with them. I follow these guys. So here's some Ben Meiselas talking about some more fraud. Rick Scott fraud. So we got George Santos receipts, Marjorie Taylor Greene receipts, the Trump fucking fraud, and Rick Scott, America. This is Rick Scott, America, one of the biggest fraudsters that's still working in the Senate. You guys reelected this man after he stole money from your state in Medicaid fraud. You guys, he has several felonies. This is the country that we live in, y'all. We let this man go. He's still working in office. What? Selective anger. White people, I'm talking to y'all. Okay? He got $1.6 billion and went back into office. What is really good with y'all? Seriously. I don't understand. But you guys want to go after Somalian daycares and handbag hustlers that are in Chinatown and have been there for years selling bags to your moms? Fuck out of here.
Senator from Florida. He was actually the governor of Florida. One of the ways you rise to the top in Republican politics, like the bigger the fraud that you commit, the higher up you go. You know, the biggest mistake, Brett, that Bernie Madoff made is that he didn't run for office as a Republican governor.
So true.
Because
it's a really
Madoff,
great theory, but he could have been president. I mean,
Bernie Madoff would have became the president. So Rick Scott's fraud elevates him to governor and senator. Donald Trump, because he's the biggest scam artist and Ponzi scheme, of course the Republicans will exalt that person to president. That's who they are. That is
this is the most brilliant political theory I think ever. The Republican grifter theory is fantastic. Like
you've heard of the Peter principle. The Peter principle, right, is that the most incompetent person will keep getting elevated to higher positions, right? This is the Republican principle. The bigger grifter and fraud that you are, the higher position you will elevate.
Yes, and this is how Nick Shirley got his position, right? Listen to what Ben just said. The biggest grifter, the biggest fraudster that you are, you'll get elevated into the number one YouTuber, podcaster, all right? Like Sean Riley, like Nick Fuentes, like Nick Shirley, right? You'll get pushed up into those positions, right? And then and like the presidency, you're the biggest scam artist, the biggest crook are the presidents. We do shit ass backwards in this country, and it's fucking. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Whatever it is, Rick Scott, he founds this company in 1987. A federal investigation starts taking place in 1997, which is basically the hospital company that he is running is basically paying for referrals to get these kickbacks, which is a crime. You can't pay for kickbacks to get the provision of healthcare services. And he's doing this across the board. And an investigation takes place. He's subpoenaed and deposed. He pleads the fifth 75 to 80 times in connection with the investigation. His board forces him to resign. The company has to settle the largest Medicare fraud in the history of the United States, right? Oh, there's two.
The largest Medicaid fraud in the history of the United States done by Rick Scott. Okay, guys, just stick with me with this for a little bit, guys. Look how ridiculous this is.
Two different settlements, but they basically equal $1.7 billion. And this is the individual who then runs for governor of Florida, and he wins. And this is the individual who then runs for, his company gave him a golden.
Yeah, Florida. I mean, of course, because, you know, you got Alzheimer's and dementia, and you're pushing people to vote your way. I don't understand how people vote against their own interests, but this is America.
Golden parachute after he pled the fifth, because he did found the company, but because there's no accountability, if you're a Republican, you get golden parachutes in that world, and that's what they want to protect. Like when they're worried about the provisions in the tax code that are going to have more enforcement on fraud actors, they're worried about that. So they try to scare people. 87,000 new IRS agents. Like if you look at it, it literally is just replacing retiring IRS agents. And the head of the IRS, a Trump person, was the person who said we needed these additional agents to be phased in over the next 20.
Crazy
share of fundraising as NRSC chair to his own accounts. This is what happens when you put a common thief in charge of your money, Republicans. And Rick Scott just has to be the biggest liability for Republicans out there. Because not only is this guy the guy who conducted the biggest Medicare fraud in our history. Let's repeat that again. In our history.
In our
This
history.
is the guy who they also have out there trying to set Medicare and Social Security policy for the country. And his idea is to get rid of Social Security and Medicare. He was the guy who was the person who put that strategy out there. I guess, you know, he just wants to raid these programs.
It's just, this ain't me. This is the receipts. These are like the people who have done the research, the work, and Republicans, conservatives, all my Christian, Jesus-loving people still support this stuff. So the irony, you can't make this shit up. This shit is so fucking weird. You guys are weird. You guys are weird. Simple as that. You people are fucking weird, bro. You people are weird. So how much more fraud can we find? Nick Shirley. Going on to this little fucking character. Right? Nick Shirley. 23-year-old YouTuber was worth about $156,000. I believe he's being run by his handlers in Israel and Trump, and his mother and his family are the biggest grifters and fraudsters in our country right now. Of course, like Ben Meiselas just said, if you have a big grift or a big fraud, you are able to be lifted up in this country as far as that goes. So here's this kid in my fucking city, and I wish I was, I see this kid in my city, yo, it's fucking lights out. And yeah, I don't give a fuck. I said it. You're going to come to my city. First of all, everybody in New York City and everybody in New York State at least knows to go to Chinatown to find the bags. What I mean about the bags I mean, those bootleg bags and bootleg watches, bootleg sneakers, bootleg anything. Scammers get it through however they get it, right? What's this have to do with fraud in America? These guys are out there trying to make $1 to help their families and send money home. Yeah, some of them are here illegally. Some of them are going through the process. It wasn't like he was out there with ICE. This dude is walking around Chinatown harassing vendors. We've known the vendors have been there for we've known vendors have been there for fucking 50 something years. I go down and get my fake Rolexes if I haven't got a fake Rolex in a while. But if you want your fake bags, we all know that it's down there. Now all of a sudden this kid shows up with a fucking camera saying, "Oh, these guys are scammers." Now he's the most famous YouTuber. Literally. Like, come on, man. If this country, if you don't see how demonic this country is and how demonic Luciferian, like, this guy is a paid grifter, paid podcaster by Israel and by the right to try to expose fraud on the streets of our country and New York. Let's watch a little bit of this too, because this kid pisses me off, really. He gets no puss, has no life. His family does the same shit, got him going through the grifting. He's been debunked many times by our mainstream media. And I don't want to give this kid too much time, but I just want to show, like, this is what we're supporting now in our country. This shit.
Yo, what's up? We don't do no.
This dude. I don't see how we're not punching these kids in the mouth. How he didn't get punched in the mouth, because shit, that was me, son. Let me tell you. That camera's getting broke. I'll take the consequences later. If there is any around here.
Camera.
Hey. How much for Gucci?
That's 20.
Oh, look, they're picking everything up.
How much you got?
How much money does somebody make here on Canal Street selling fake Gucci?
I sell in 2 months. I make 1,000. I can.
Everyone wants a photo. We're here in New York City. Oh, I don't have money for Minnie Mouse. Illegal migrant scams have taken over New York City as they control multiple blocks and sell counterfeit items, while some wear shirts that say, "I'm not a scammer," to trap.
See, so the thing is too, like, we know what they're doing. We don't need this fucking little tool to be trying to. New Yorkers know what we got. We know what's down here. The rest of the country knows because they talk to New Yorkers. This little fucking kid is just doing this shit for the likes and the racists and the neo-Nazis.
Think so? Are they real?
Yes, of course.
Really? How'd you get them?
You're an idiot. You know they're not real. This is the bullshit. Anybody that from that town knows it's not real.
Market. Anywhere in the world there is a market that people can get everything they want with cheap price.
Oh,
Yeah,
black market. Okay.
That's black market.
Black market?
Brother.
How much?
No, give me 150.
150?
You know that's black market. Really.
Yeah.
They get over for you.
And apparently a camera to these guys is like kryptonite. Next thing I knew, a
No,
whole entire group
white-
of guys came to try and take my camera.
A white fucking podcaster in the hood and down where other people are just trying to make $1. Yeah, it's a fucking problem, right? And you know what? You guys support this shit.
Yo, leave. And as I was escaping the hands of these scammers, I wondered, where were the police at? And it turns out they were just sitting on the corner, just doing absolutely nothing. No offense, NYPD, but they were doing nothing. So the next day, I came back to Canal Street to see exactly what the operation looks like and to give you guys a glimpse of these scammers. And oh boy, does this get crazy. And all this illegal activity happens right here in Chinatown. It's rumored that they buy this stuff here from China, the illegal goods, and then they sell them here on Canal Street because they're able to buy it for a lot cheaper. And then there's like a little black market that's going on.
All right, enough of this fucking fool. As a New Yorker, I know what we've been on this, right? You ain't fucking like, oh, Oh, I fucking hate his face too. Oh, this kid is so fucking ugly, sun dodging motherfuckers. Listen, as a New Yorker, we know what's down there. We know they there. They ain't bothering nobody. But we got to have this fucking white boy, fucking neo-Nazi loving. We know who he works for. Come down there and expose what? New York, the main function of one of the veins, one of the veins of New York that keeps the blood flowing in New York City. That's what makes us New York. You fucking idiot. Fucking hate people like that. So a little bit more of this little fucking dirtbag, scumbag, Nick Shirley. He goes to this guy Sean Riley's. I believe it's Nick Shirley's on the Sean Ryan show. He comes to the Sean Ryan show. Sean Ryan, I believe, is also one of these influencers, Navy SEAL, fuckboys. I think he's part of the problem. He is having a show coming up real soon with Congressman Rohana. I don't know if I'm saying it right or not. But his show, he's going to be talking about the Epstein files. But this idiot, Sean Riley, invites Nick Shirley. These fucking names are all girl faggot name. Excuse my language. All these girly names. Riley, Shirley. He invites him over to his show. And some of the shit that Riley was saying about this kid. Oh, he exposed fraud, blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't. It's part of the same propaganda, that right-wing propaganda. And this guy, Sean Riley, is wearing a sweater saying because they had a sign that was spelled wrong, the Leering Center, 1-800-FRAUD. This shit is a clown show. I want you guys to listen to some of this, and I'm going to stop it from here and there because I believe Sean has said some shit that just doesn't sit right with me. And giving this kid way too much credit. And he ended up giving him a gun at the end of the show when, you can see where Shirley was shooting his gun. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And keep going this route, he's going to probably need it. Yeah. It's crazy to me how the discussions with these guys are just so not articulate. This kid, Nick Shirley, is a dumbest box of rocks. Doesn't know how to articulate what he's trying to say. Doesn't bring any proof of anything that they're going to be talking about here. I believe Sean Riley is lying every time he opens his mouth on this video that I'm about to play. And I'm going to stop it and do some fact checking and correcting, as I'm not going to stick to this too long because it makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. So let's go check out some of this fucking bullshit.
Welcome to the show, man.
Beautiful hoodie.
Thanks for the new wardrobe. Love this.
It's awesome. We're gonna
Quality Learning Center. 1-800-FRAUD. What's this from?
We're gonna be learning a lot.
What inspired this?
There's a lot of fraud happening in Minnesota.
So hey,
yeah, a lot of fraud that's already been debunked, and it's already that the federal government's already been there a couple months ago, last year, cleaning up house already. So this show is for his neo-Nazi friends. This show was recorded for Israel and for the right, for their to misdirect about the real fraud that's happening in our administration.
Hey, just for anybody that's listening that knows Nick Shirley, which is pretty much the whole world at this point, he's selling these amazing hoodies. So head over to where?
ShirleyDefense.com.
There's the grift. ShirleyDefense.com. Go there and shit all over his shit. Buy him and burn him. This kid is a fucking grifter, fucking fakester, fraudster.
ShirleyDefense.com and get yourself a Quality Learning Center hoodie. But Man, I've been watching you. I feel like I've been watching you for about a year and a half, maybe. And me and my
No.
team got in touch with you, what, about
No, he hasn't been around that long.
I think about a year ago, and wow.
Yeah, it's been quite the ride.
You got some balls, man. So this whole...
Oh, he has balls because he went to Chinatown with a fucking camera? Bro, this guy, I don't know how this man was ever accepted into the Navy SEALs. And I don't know how you SEALs accept this fucking clown show. Fucking disgrace.
Whole thing started. I mean, I think when I first saw you, I believe you were maybe in California or Washington or maybe Oregon. I can't remember, but you're running around talking to addicted street people, basically fentanyl users.
Yeah, I've done a
And, let's go and talk to drug addicts and expose what fentanyl uses. People in their lowest point of their lives, peeled over. We have a lot of us brothers and sisters have been recording over there. Do Sean Riley call them to talk about it? This guy's calling. Oh, you people make me fucking just. I'm gonna play it out. So it's just so disgusting about these conservatives to allow this bullshit, manipulation, misdirection, and lies that we know is going on. But give this fucking little kid a platform to what? To get a little bit more white kids to go over to the conservatives because he fits the bill. He looks like them. Look at his fucking tool face.
a lot of
Can't
work,
stand 'em.
especially around like the fentanyl crisis in America. Between fentanyl, the border.
You've been everywhere.
Been everywhere.
That's just where I first found you. But, so this latest thing, the Somali learning centers in Minnesota, I mean, wow. Just to start.
Okay, Sean is gonna keep this kid doesn't have an articulate bone in his body, so Sean is gonna keep pushing the show and just saying things so the kid can talk off of it without no proof, no really education behind it. This kid is just a fucking grift, bro. It's ridiculous.
How obvious fraud is inside the United States, because people always talked about fraud. And
Nick, you've done a lot more than expose fraud, man.
And
that's
corruption.
huge. It's amazing.
Have they not fucking... With what I showed you guys earlier, this is why I saved this to the end of it, because this is what blows my mind. That these guys think they're fucking doing something.
Accountable. Instead, and on top of that, how many major media conglomerates are in the country? We got Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Newsmax, News Nation, ABC.
That debunked all his shit already. Debunked it all. It was already all debunked. But no, like I said, the grifters and the fraudsters, you guys, you conservatives love them. You so-called Jesus lovers love all the liars because you guys are fucking lying yourselves, right? All you evangelists that love Israel, that are not America first, but Israel first, loves this shit. These are a bunch of Israel first loving podcasters, grifting you guys, taking your money, and filling you up with bullshit to divide the country even more.
What am I missing?
You got NPR, PBS.
PBS.
Please.
These politicians are too afraid to be called a racist or Islamophobe for saying that 89% of the population is committing fraud inside of their state. So I think it's just more so standing up for the
89% of Americans are committing fraud. Listen to this shit. Guys, did you guys you guys gave this kid a platform. He's got 5.6 million people listening to his fucking bullshit. He's just said there's in every state that there's 89% fraud in every state that's going on in America. This guy's a fucking genius. I love you guys. This is who you guys got. You guys make me fucking smart. You guys make me look smart when you post up fuckers like this.
People that actually represent you, and it's necessary because there needs to be somebody to do it. If it takes a 23-year-old to do it, that's my responsibility.
Yo, you guys are clowns, bro. You guys are so motherfucking. You guys are so fucking clowny. It's so fucking funny, bro.
%. Go to shopbeam.com/
Let's grift some more. Hold up. They have to grift some more. Hold on.
Someone from inside the Capitol has given me this information, and there's nobody inside these daycares. Come to Minnesota, and I'll help you expose the fraud. And I usually don't respond to DMs because I get so many of them.
Yeah, come on. If you guys believe somebody from the bro, this is all bullshit, man. I'm not gonna be fucking support. This kid's a clown.
And I was like, all right, send me your number. Let's hop on the phone. NBC, a lot of their stuff's just on Zoom. But if you watch Fox, you'll notice how much higher quality it is. And if you were very... It's hard to go out and say what you want because you're worried about people coming after you. And so when you have people like Nick Fuentes who are just saying things as he wants to say them, people are going to get attached to that. And for me, if I'm going out and showing people things for what they really are, and I'm not censoring people out of the conversation, people are going to like that because they want that.
This guy's, yeah, no. There's people that have been doing that for years. Now the thing is, you got the Israeli backing and you got the Trump backing to just try to get away from what the liberals and independents doing that are positive things. Because it's all misdirection because there's fraud in our government. He's doing anything to take away from the Epstein files, and this kid is part of it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Dang.
because it's for when your veins are so fucked up that they can't take any more heroin or fentanyl. You just put it in this little capsule and shove it up there.
Yeah,
New
no,
effect.
they don't.
Dang.
They don't
Who's
do
hired
that.
knows how hard it is to find top tier talent.
They've never had that feeling of freedom.
Wow.
Very cool.
That is really cool, man.
Yeah.
I can't no more of these people. I can't because it's just we already know what it is. Right? That's enough of that because it makes me fucking sick to my stomach that you guys lift these tools up this way. Unbelievable that you guys really go for this stuff. I just, the biggest I used to be one of the biggest manipulators, master manipulator growing up because I had to survive in the streets of New York. So I had to eat. I had to figure out some safety for myself. So I had to manipulate and lie and and be sly. This is the truly the meaning of you can't bullshit a bullshitter, bro. And they ain't bullshitting me, but they bullshitting y'all really good, man. And it's kind of scary seeing it all play out right now. For you folks out there in America, and letting like these influencers like this take control of the media, take control of the narrative in our country. It's starting to get scary. But I want you to listen to what Sean Riley says here because I find it to be very significant in the fact of how they fraud America. And Ben Meiselas said this too in my last video, the video that I just showed. Ben Meiselas happened to talk about if you're a mean grifter and a fraudster, you're gonna get elevated to a point where, you're gonna get some status because we're living in a demonic world. We're living in a Luciferian world. So lies, stealing, murdering, raping kids, pedophilia, all this. It's gonna be a top tier now, because this is what the country is. We conservatives are pedophile protectors, and these are some of their cronies. Listen to what this guy says. Sean Riley is going to give you the master plan playbook for grifters and fraudsters. One thing they didn't, that he, in this video right here, they just basically told on themselves on how the manipulation works and how they go about it. Now I'm going to stop and repeat it for you once you hear it. Here, check it out.
They say is MAGA YouTuber, right-wing influencer, conservative, anti-Islam, anti-immigration, which yes, I am anti-illegal immigration. The word's illegal. Anything but journalist.
All the buzzwords.
I'm like, you guys are so stupid. You have the opportunity to maybe show people you're a little bit more legit. They're calling me a fascist. They're trying to do everything they can, so when the moment somebody tries to do something,
when he said you guys are stupid, he was talking about the American people.
It's justifiable for them.
I hate to say it like this, but
he does not hate to say it, but listen to what he says here, and it's really how they play Americans and how they play everybody. They don't care that you call them Nazis. They don't care that you call them it's good when you call them that, Nazis, and you call them grifters and fraudsters. It's good for their image now, because it makes people want to go and check it out and check out the lie and listen to the fraud but these people, the more you go check out the fraud and the lie, the more you're giving them status.
Really kind of cool that they've gone through every derogatory name that they can think of, and they've abused it so much that none of it holds any weight anymore.
And there it is. We, the mainstream media and us in our country, we are so conflicted, right, with ourselves. And by me saying that is because he just said we can call somebody the most derogatory names that we can give them. We know Trump is the rapist. We know he's a murderer, according to the Epstein files. We know that he's defrauded the American public for years. We know that he was in debt $900 million to companies in America, which he got his money from Russia and from the Israelis. Excuse me, folks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We will still lift these people up. We'll still lift these people up to have status in our country and to be leaders in our communities. If this is not Luciferian, demonic, or ass backwards, I don't know what is. You tell me, though.
It also sucks because somebody that actually is a racist, it's not going to carry the same weight.
Somebody told me once, the moment somebody calls you is the moment you can discredit them for whatever they're about to say next. How can you call me?
It's a damn good point.
You'll notice
Right. So call me it as much as it can, because right now, being called something derogatory in this country, it's obviously we have pedophiles, right, in this country, and they're not being held to account. So this kid being called a Nazi and everything else, it doesn't matter to them guys. It doesn't make a difference to them what you call them. It doesn't make a difference. But these are the true fraudsters, guys. These are the true fraudsters in our country. Okay? These are the people that are defrauding us. All right? These are the true people that are defrauding our country. These are the true people that have taken millions in the last couple years. In the last couple years, folks, that are playing you guys like a fiddle in our country. You are being played, America, by these characters right here. These are the true fraudsters. These are the true imposters. These are the ones that have been taking millions and millions and being paid off into their own pockets, causing conflict, division, in our country. Okay? So I'm not that smart. I always tell you guys, but these motherfuckers, you guys are making me feel like I'm a genius out here, America. You guys are making me feel like I'm a genius. When I can literally go through my Google and see exactly the fraud happening in real time, but then you guys put up some Nick Shirley's and say, "Oh, now he's the mainstream. He's what I see in mainstream media for defraudment, for defrauding in Minneapolis." And not only because of this kid, guys, why Renee Good got shot. Because this kid is why there's 3,000 ICE agents in Minneapolis, okay, which was all debunked. This is why Minneapolis children are not getting funding right now. So keep you conservatives keep making the damage. Come on, keep bringing it up. You guys want a civil war? We know you guys want it. It's great because we, like was said, like we know the true patriots know where that's gonna end up, where you guys gonna end up with that, right? Not only that, let's go. Like I encourage left wing and independent podcasters to go and expose the fraud on the conservative side in your counties. I bet you there's tons of fraud in your counties. Okay, I'm sure I could find a bunch of fraud in Warren County and Washington County. Chambers of Commerce. Shit looks really funny at the Chamber of Commerce in Glens Falls and Hudson Falls. All these conservatives, in those counties making buku bucks. I'm gonna start doing my homework and exposing the fraud in those counties. How about that? Yeah, that's all I got for the show today, guys. I got my blood pressure going, but it's all right. Listen, there was about over 250 people tuned in last time to the show. Please subscribe and follow. I will be leaving my Cash App and my Venmo underneath this podcast program today. Please support independent journalists, podcasters. I'm coming home to America. I'll be home the first week of February. I will be heading up to New York City to join in on some of the protests. From New York City, I will be heading to the Capitol District to join in a couple protests. Hopefully I could talk to Albany Mayor-elect, new Mayor Albany, first female African-American mayor in the Capitol District. We'll be talking to her, hopefully meeting with her and talking to her about what's going on in Albany in the Capitol District. Also, we'll be heading out to Minneapolis and then talking to people on the ground there and some of the freedom fighters and what to be looking for and safety and things like that. Also, we will be going to D.C. to talk to some of our legislative and some of our Congress people. So, I came home over the summer, and how I wanted to spend my summer. I could have stayed home here in Poland and, I stayed in the gym working out, but I decided I wanted to go and do something at home, like I've been doing overseas in humanitarian work. So I decided to go to Kentucky past summer, and help tornado victims. Got there, made a great family, church family, One Nation Church. Big shout out to Pastor Casey and Pastor Casey, Pastor Shannon. You guys, much love. Went out there. We funded our own plane tickets to the United States. We funded our own. There was a few donors. Thank you, Sean Penrose. Few donors that helped us out for tornado victims, right? We went up to Lake George trying to raise money. We got no help from the citizens of America from New York to help Kentuckians and that lost their homes and lost their lives and so forth. Went and got there, busted my ass for a couple weeks, talked to a church group, came back home, funded it funded it myself, and it was just such a shit show to be in the USA. No help, nobody. No, these guys are getting fun. I just don't get it how 23-year-old could get funded for doing trips to be exposing minorities and causing division, but guys like us that are feeding the community, we have receipts that we feed the community, that we go help the community, we do humanitarian work around the world, cannot get a dime from my local citizens at home or anywhere around the state that we've done help. It gets me kind of fucking angry. I'm sorry. I'm just fed up. All right. You guys are tuning in, watching the show. You guys know we do these trips. My plane ticket was very expensive to get back home to the United States, so we can do the show in the States and go to those sources in Minneapolis and DC. So please, I will leave my Cash App and my Venmo underneath here. Please help if you want any type of sponsorship for the show. If you're looking to expand your business or your product, I'll be happy to speak about it. We can please DM me. Yes, please DM me. We could talk about your products or whatever you're doing in your business or whatever town you're in. And I'll be presenting that on my show. I'm just asking, please donate to the podcast. It takes time to get all this stuff taken care of, putting up the show together, traveling. Yeah, be nice humans, positive energy. And it's been great since I stopped smoking marijuana. It's been so awesome. Guys, let me tell you, from people that do know me, I've been smoking weed for about 30 years, and I just recently stopped a couple weeks ago, and I haven't felt this good in a long time. I don't remember feeling this good, maybe because I've been smoking trees for 30 years, and it was time to give it up. So I recommend, if you're at that stage in life, please, give it a couple days without it and see how you feel. You'll feel amazing. I feel so good. I'm super surprised because it was a crutch of mine to smoke when I'm trying to be creative and trying to be creative and thinking I had anxiety and that was gonna help, and over the years it's just made things worse for me. So I'm super ecstatic that I quit smoking, and I was one of those guys that were like, oh, I'm never gonna quit, I'm never gonna stop ever. But that ain't true. I'm done. Also, birthday shout outs to some of my people that probably be listening. Big shout out to Sean Penrose from Lake George, New York. He had a big birthday today. Happy birthday, buddy. Love you. To my two friends, twins, Joel and Jesse Benoit. Happy 50th, guys. I'm catching up behind you. I will have my 50th birthday on May 10th. I'll be home for that, so I'm hoping we have a nice little gathering. I'm gonna be talking to DJ Biz, be throwing my birthday bash, and it should be a good old time. Bringing in 50 if I can make it that far, if I can get out of Minneapolis alive, that's for sure. Then I am a little bit nervous, trust me, but we're gonna be talking about it when I get into the country. My next show. We're going to be tackling, the next show would be the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, and how they're embedded into our federal government after their January 6th pardons and everything else, and all the January 6ers that are now ICE agents. And yeah, that's very real. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please, again, please help the show. I am coming to United States first week of February. Tickets cost are always expensive. We take buses to different locations to shoot the show and do interviews. We've been at this for about quite a while now, guys. So please help, donate, ask for sponsorship. If you need sponsorship for your products or your places of business, I'll be glad to help. Just leave me a DM. I'll be, please don't forget to subscribe on the Kulture TikTok page, the Kulture YouTube page. And also please follow here as well. I know that, like I was saying before, that there's over 200 people who look at the show or see the show. Please follow. Just hit the follow button. It just helps me out tremendously. Trying to expand the show internationally and locally at home in New York. What am I missing? Yeah, I think that's about it that I got for you guys. Like I said, the Cash App and the Cash App will be on the bottom of the comment and the Venmo. Next show is Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, how they're embedded into the ICE federal agency after January 6th and after their pardons. All right, guys. Happy Friday. Have a great morning there in New York. It is 3:15 p.m. here in Warsaw, Poland, and I'll be back tomorrow, folks. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. God bless. Peace out.